From a sweet yet sinister little girl in black and white to a modern gothic icon who conquered an entire generation. Wednesday Addams has gone through decades, faces, and styles, but her essence, dark, brilliant, and unique, has never changed. In this video, we'll see how this character evolved from the 1960s to become a true icon of the 21st century, passing through multiple versions along the way. But before we begin, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel and keeps me motivated to bring you more character evolutions from movies and TV. Alright then, let's begin. The Addams Family, Lisa Loring, 1964 to 1966. Let's start from the very beginning. The 1960s, black and white television, and a type of humor so bizarre it felt ahead of its time. That's how the Addams Family was born, the show that started it all. This production, based on Charles Addams's cartoons published in The New Yorker, introduced a family so eccentric that they made every other household look dull. A mansion filled with trapdoors, chandeliers, a Frankenstein-like butler, and a disembodied hand that moved on its own. It was the paradise of the weird, and among all those gothic, quirky characters was her. Wednesday Addams, played by the young Lisa Loring, a 6-year-old girl with a perfect mix of sweetness and something a bit unsettling, impossible to forget. Visually, her Wednesday was simple but effective. Neatly braided hair, a black dress with a white collar, long socks, and an expression that floated between innocence and mischief. Her personality blended tenderness with a soft touch of dark humor. While adults joked about death and pain, Wednesday treated it all as completely normal. She was curious, polite, and sweet, yet had that peculiar spark of madness, as if she truly had been born in a haunted castle. The show itself had no big special effects. It was the 60s after all, but that didn't matter. Everything was practical. Invisible wires to move objects, simple smoke effects, and still, they managed to create a world that was both spooky and funny. Lisa Loring became so beloved in the role that she even created the famous Wednesday dance, a quirky little choreography that decades later inspired Jenna Ortega's viral dance in the Netflix series.
Come on, try it.
In this stage, Wednesday was more of a curious child than an emotionless teen. But the foundations were already there, a fascination with the dark and a sense of humor unlike anyone else's. It was the very first step in her transformation into the gothic icon we know today. The Addams Family, Christina Ricci, 1991. Almost 3 decades later, Hollywood decided to bring the Addams back, but this time with more budget, more darkness, and a lot more style. In 1991, The Addams Family hit the big screen, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, and it was an instant hit. The film blended comedy, horror, and elegance, with a gothic aesthetic straight out of a Tim Burton painting. Though interestingly, Burton wasn't the director. The story revolves around the sudden return of Uncle Fester after years of disappearance, but the family suspects he might not be who he says he is.
Who would have thought the Bermuda Triangle could change a man so much? You used to toss and turn all night. We had to chain you to the bedpost.
Doesn't make sense.
Between traps, inheritances, and loads of dark humor, the Addams once again proved that being weird is actually pretty cool. And there she was, Christina Ricci, just 10 years old, forever redefining what it meant to be Wednesday Addams. Her performance was so powerful that she practically reinvented the character. Visually, she was flawless. Straight black hair with a middle part, pale skin, long-sleeved black dress with a white collar. But what stood out most was her expression, motionless, cold, and with eyes that could pierce your soul with a single glance. She didn't smile. She barely blinked. She spoke in a tone so serious that every line became a brilliant, disturbing joke. Her personality took a major turn in this version. Wednesday was no longer a curious child, but a sharp, sarcastic mind, a little bit psychopathic, in the best way possible.
Don't be a baby. I know what I'm doing.
She was obsessed with morbid experiments, stories of death, and tragic history. And somehow, all of that made her adorable. She could threaten to electrocute her brother, and you'd still love her. In terms of visuals and effects, the movie was a massive upgrade from the original show. It used clever camera tricks, animatronics, and practical effects to bring Thing, the walking hand, brought to life, as well as the family's eerie gothic home. Everything looked real, tangible. That gave the film its signature blend of theatrical and beautifully creepy. Christina Ricci even improvised much of her attitude on set. Director Barry Sonnenfeld wanted her to be dark but charming, and Ricci pushed it further. She decided to barely blink on camera, giving that now iconic sense of chilling stillness. Her portrayal became so influential that every later version, including Jenna Ortega's, used Ricci's Wednesday as the blueprint. She didn't just play Wednesday Addams, she defined her. Addams Family Values, Christina Ricci, 1993. If the first movie turned Wednesday into an icon, Addams Family Values, 1993, made her an absolute legend. This time, Christina Ricci didn't just shine, she completely stole the show. The story begins with the arrival of a new member of the Addams clan, baby Pubert, a mustachioed infant with an intense stare just like his sisters. While the family celebrates, the Addams are unknowingly deceived by a sinister nanny with dark intentions. Meanwhile, Wednesday and Pugsley are sent to Camp Chippewa, and for Wednesday, this pastel-colored camp full of blonde kids singing patriotic songs is pure horror. It's here where we see her evolution at its peak. More ironic, more sarcastic, and no longer just a weird girl, but someone who openly defies everything society calls normal.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite? I'll be the victim all your life.
Her personality in this movie is pure genius, cold, calculating, and completely confident in who she is. In one of the most memorable scenes, she's forced to play a Native American in a Thanksgiving play. And what she does is nothing short of epic. She breaks the script, rebels against the production, sets the stage on fire, and delivers a powerful speech against hypocrisy and conformity. That moment didn't just define her character, it turned her into a symbol of rebellion and authenticity.
She's changing the words.
And for all these reasons, I've decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground.
Visually, Ricci keeps the same gothic style, perfect black braids, pale skin, and her iconic black dress with a white collar. But now, there's a sense of maturity. She's no longer a little girl observing the world. She's questioning it, and that marked a turning point in how Hollywood portrayed young female characters. Christina Ricci was only 12 when she filmed this movie, yet critics agreed she performed with a level of depth and control that outshone many of the adults around her. Her fiery monologue during the camp scene became so iconic that it's now considered one of the most memorable moments in dark comedy cinema. With Addams Family Values, Wednesday stopped being just a supporting character, she became a cultural figure. The New Addams Family, Nicole Fugere, 1998 to 1999. By the late 90s, when sitcoms dominated television, a new version of the Addams came to life. The New Addams Family was a TV reboot that aimed to revive the spirit of the 1960s show, but with a more modern and colorful twist. This time, Wednesday was played by Nicole Fugere, and while the series didn't reach the same level of fame as the films, it succeeded in keeping the Addams legacy alive. The show combined new episodes with remakes of classic ones, featuring brighter sets and a lighter 90s-style humor. It was less sinister, more family-friendly, and with a faster comedic rhythm. Still, it maintained that essential contrast, the Addams' dark world against the so-called normal one. Fugere's Wednesday felt like a middle ground between Lisa Loring's sweetness and Christina Ricci's irony. She had the same classic look, the braids, the black dress, the serious stare, but added a slightly younger and more playful touch. She was less cold, but just as delightfully morbid when it came to torturing her brother, Pugsley. Her personality kept that fascination with the macabre. Nicole Fugere was actually the only actress to play Wednesday, both in the New Addams Family TV series and in Addams Family Reunion, the movie that acted as a pilot for the show. Technically, that made her version the only one to cross over from film to television within the same era. While her portrayal didn't reach Christina Ricci's legendary status, it played a key role in keeping Wednesday Addams alive during a time when the Addams family had started to fade from pop culture memory. Wednesday, Jenna Ortega, 2022. And here we are, the great comeback, the modern resurrection of Wednesday Addams. After almost 3 decades without a truly impactful live-action version, Netflix decided to give her a show of her own, and the result became a global phenomenon. Wednesday, created by Alfred Gough and Miles Miller, with the dark, stylized vision of the one and only Tim Burton. This time, Wednesday is no longer a side character. She's the main character. The story begins when she's expelled from her school after unleashing piranhas into the swimming pool and is sent to Nevermore Academy, a school for outcasts, monsters, and misfit teens. There, among mysteries, murders, and family secrets, Wednesday must do more than just survive. She must discover who she truly is. From the very first minute, Jenna Ortega shines with a performance that perfectly blends the classic with the new. Her Wednesday is more independent, more introspective, and with an analytical mind that turns her into a kind of gothic Sherlock Holmes. But what makes Ortega's performance stand out is that she keeps the soul of the character alive, cold, sarcastic, and darkly hilarious.
Not a hugger. Got it.
Please excuse Wednesday. She's allergic to color.
Oh, wow.
Visually, her look is the perfect evolution. The black dress with a white collar remains, but with a more modern, shadowy edge, though most of the series shows her wearing Nevermore's black uniform. The makeup is subtle, pale tones, dark eyeshadow, and that gaze, that unblinking stare, became her signature. Jenna even chose not to blink during most of her scenes to appear more unsettling, and it worked. Her presence alone radiates mystery and quiet power. The special effects are top tier, from CGI monsters to the beloved Thing, which was actually played by actor Victor Dorobantu, filmed frame by frame to create that eerily realistic effect. And of course, we can't talk about this version without mentioning the viral dance, that iconic scene at the Nevermore dance, where Wednesday performs a bizarre, mesmerizing choreography that became a global trend. Millions recreated it on TikTok. Jenna Ortega choreographed it herself, inspired by 1980s goth club dances and Lisa Loring's original Wednesday dance. A perfect circle, past meeting present. Wednesday, Season 2, 2025, and the story continues. In this new season, Wednesday returns stronger, darker, and more commanding than ever. She's now somewhat of a legend at Nevermore after the events of Season 1, but that doesn't mean peace. What's coming is far more complicated. This time, the story mixes intense psychic visions she can't control, new murders within Nevermore, and old-school secrets resurfacing. Her brother Pugsley joins the academy, bringing his own bizarre problems. Her friendship with Enid faces new, unexpected tensions, and for the first time, Wednesday begins to take command. No longer the observer, but the driving force of the story. Her personality also evolves. She's still sarcastic, cold, and calculating, but now burdened with responsibility, guilt, and real decisions that affect others. There's a hidden vulnerability behind her icy demeanor, and even a reluctant instinct to lead.
I die because of you! Wednesday?
She no longer just reacts, she acts. The visuals reflect that growth too. A perfect mix of practical effects and refined CGI, especially in the supernatural creatures and environments. Thing remains physically performed on set, keeping that tangible realism that defines the show. The cast also levels up. Big names like Steve Buscemi, Joanna Lumley, and Lady Gaga make special appearances, giving Wednesday's world an even stronger pop culture weight. Lady Gaga even performs an original song, The Dead Dance, choreographed by Enid and Agnes. Jenna Ortega herself has more creative control this season, adding personal nuance and depth, making Wednesday more human in her contradictions. This season marks Wednesday's ultimate evolution. She's no longer just the strange girl or the rebellious teen. She's a modern anti-heroine, intelligent, conflicted, powerful, and unapologetically herself. She inspires those who don't fit in, not through perfection, but through authenticity, through what's dark, real, and possible. And so, a girl with black braids, a cold stare, and twisted humor became an icon that has endured through time. From black and white to high definition, Addams remains a reminder that there's nothing more powerful than being different. Her story has changed, her style has evolved, but her essence never. If you enjoyed watching how this character has grown through the decades, don't forget to like and subscribe for more character evolutions from the movies and shows that shaped our childhoods. See you in the next video.